play up a little bit. He plays defense the way he runs the football. Paul Wolf in on the stop as well with the Mario Lemieux 66 number there. He recovered a fumble in the end zone for a touchdown in the Southmoreland game. That Southmoreland game for Waynesburg was incredible. They had 3 defensive touchdowns in the first quarter. Ooh.
Washington won that game 67-0. That was one of those lightning games. They had to come back the next morning and finish that thing. And Waynesburg also beat Southmoreland 48-6. If you're looking for like opponents. Tight slot left. Here's Epps in motion. Inside handoff coming back to the near side. And this is Catlin once again. And he twists it up around the left end to the 47-yard line. And on the stop that time was J.J. Zupper, the middle linebacker for Waynesburg. 6'2", 220. One of the bigger guys out there on this field.
Hey, this is a nice opening drive here. Move the chains a little bit, establish yourself. If nothing else, get the ball out there to where it's going to be on their half of the field and you're going to have field position. Washington obviously not happy that they were unable to take advantage of those scoring opportunities at the end of the first half, but coming out here crisp in the second, joining us late. Penalties did them in, not only on the punt return, but even on their touchdown drive, they overcame 3 penalties.
Here's the give straight up the middle. And again, Higgins is going to be in on the tackle on the running back as Epps grabbed the ball and went up the middle. Paul Wolf was there, and Super was there once again for Waynesburg as well. Wash High is now looking at a 4th down situation. It's going to be 4th and about 1, and they're just shy of the 50-yard line.
Very important call here early in the second half.
4th down and more than 1. It's going to be 4th and about 1.5 yards. And they bring Chad Smith out. He is the punter, so he will drop back in punt formation.
As you mentioned, though, he is the backup quarterback. So
Rumbaugh and Throckmorton are back deep to receive. No rush. And it's going to be an end-over-end punt that will come to the sideline and out of bounds at the 23-yard line. And Waynesburg will take over there with no return. 8:51 as you see on your screen. That's time remaining in the 3rd period of play. We're all tied up a touchdown apiece.
I guess you'll take that. I mean, the last time he crushed one, got really good hang time and was down inside the 10-yard line. But they moved the ball out the midfield, and it's not great field position as Waynesburg at the 23-yard line for their first possession of the second half. Waynesburg a few years ago, Chris, I don't know if you ever saw him play at a running back I love to watch. Lanford Simpson, remember him?
Oh, sure do.
Yeah, graduated in 2001 at over 4,000 rushing yards. And he's a name that, you know, a lot of high school fans will remember.
Cree goes in motion, takes the pitch. Cree is almost run down by Kyle Winters, forced to the boundary line over on the far side of play.
Cree got to be a little frustrated. He's tried to get that play outside a couple of times tonight, has been unable to do so. He came into the game the leading rusher for Waynesburg with 418 yards this year, averaging better than 6 yards a carry. Last year, he had 75 carries for the season, so he's almost to that already this year, Chris, halfway through. They're using him a whole lot more. You know, the other Waynesburg guy that some people know a lot earlier than Lanford Simpson was Bill George, who was a member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, class of 1974, played linebacker.
Here's the throw downfield. It's going to be intercepted by Wash High. Coming back with the football is Alex Evans. And Evans is wrapped up by Higgins and thrown down inside the 30-yard line. And the Little Prexies are back in business on offense now after the takeaway.
Yeah, when you got a tight game, turnovers can be so important. It's the first turnover of this ball game. Now Evans will take over on offense as the quarterback. And right at the last minute, Monas was hit, and I think that was just enough to take a little bit of the steam off the throw, Chris. It wobbled a little bit, and he didn't get the zip on it that he wanted to. Evans takes advantage, and we'll see if this time they can score, because last time they were unable to when they took over almost at the same spot. Last time it was with the 24 after the penalty on the punt. This time it's the Waynesburg 27.
Evans goes back under center at quarterback now. Fakes it to Epps. He's going to throw. He's got a man in the end zone. And Baker battles the defender, and neither one of them come up with a football. He goes for a long incompletion.
Good defensive coverage that time. For a minute, he looked like he was open, but Nelson Mitson, one of the captains for Waynesburg, got back there and got a hand up. Was able, I'm not sure if he touched the ball, But our DVR instant replay, yep, and he's looking at the ball too. That's a legal play, looking back over his shoulder. Nice defense by Nelson Mitson, the cornerback, the senior for the Raiders.
Good blocking for the quarterback, Alex Evans, giving him time to throw that ball as well. 2nd down and 10 now. Motion. The give on the inside is going to come near side to Catlin. Catlin will go to the 21 and be dropped there. Catlin with some tough yards is wrapped up by John Ringer.
Got to be impressed with this Waynesburg defense, Chris. They've been put out on the field in a bad situation twice now with the ball inside their 30, doing the best they can to hold their own and keep this game tied at 7-7.
Anthony Sacco is going to check into the ball game. Baker comes back in as well, and coming out for Wash High will be Joey Ward. Now Monroe goes wide to the right side. Baker to the left is the flanker. It's an eye backfield. The line unbalanced, strong left. Baker goes in motion now on 3rd down. Quick out. Baker makes the grab. Check that. That's Monroe. My mistake. Baker was setting the pick for him ahead of the play, and Monroe catches it and goes for the 1st down for Wash High.
There you go. Throw the football. Now we saw that play earlier tonight, and I think again, Chris, that might actually have been a backward pass when you actually take a look at it. Evans to Monroe.
It was.
Yeah, it was. I mean, that's a live ball. He doesn't catch that thing there, but he does catch it. Picks up the 1st down. We're singing the praises of the Waynesburg defense before they allowed that 1st down. Chris, you got a taste of how good they can be. When they played Southmoreland, they held them to minus 14 yards rushing for the game.
For the game. Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive. Baker to the left side. Wide out right as well. 1st down. They're going to run the football. This is Catlin once again, and Catlin digs his way inside the 10-yard line, and now Wash High is just trying to grind it out as they drive it to the 8-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know. That pass for the 1st down seemed to have taken a little bit of the starch out of Waynesburg. I see some slumping shoulders and some heads down out there where they were pretty fired up. Just a down or so to go. The ball now inside the 10-yard line. They held, but don't forget, Washington was down to the 9 in the final minute of the 1st half, but a 3rd down sack pushed them out of field goal range, and they need somebody to step up big and come up with a play like that for them now, although it's only 2nd and 3.
Here come the Prexies up to the line. Evans gets the snap, gives it to Catlin once again, this time driving left, and look at him digging and chugging, and finally he's dropped. But it's going to be another 1st down for Wash High, and the ball is just 2 yards outside of the end zone.
Nice run by Catlin. He was bouncing off people there and finally brought down. I think it was John Ringer who actually ended up getting the tackle. We've called his name a lot tonight. Number 9 for Waynesburg Central. And they're on the doorstep now. Washington with a chance to take the lead. They had the lead early at 7-0. Waynesburg answered. 2nd half starting the same as the 1st.
1st down and goal for Little Washington. 7-7 ball game. Midway through the 3rd period. Here's the give straight up the gut. This is going to be Kyle Winters on 2nd effort. He stopped at the 1-yard line.
First guy that knifed in and made contact and blew up the play was J.J. Zupper for Waynesburg.
Waynesburg trying to come up with a defensive stand here. Game is tied at 1 touchdown apiece right now. Washington is banging on that door. Evans comes to the sideline and gets a play from Earl Finney, who is subbing for head coach Bill Britton tonight because of the differences between the school board and the teachers union here in Washington, and teachers are on strike right now out of the classroom. Evans steps up to the line. Both ends are in tight. They're going to drive it straight up the middle, and finally the touchdown is called on the drive forward. Maybe 3rd or 4th effort this time, gets the ball into the end zone for the Wash High Little Prexies.
I thought I heard a whistle. Zupper and J.D. Higgins in there had him stop the 1st time, and you're right, it was more than 2nd effort. It was 3rd or 4th effort before he finally got in. And this is a hard-hitting game, folks. These guys have been pounding out here, and every yard has been given up grudgingly. Give credit there to get in, but as I said, you can see them right there. 44 and 56, Zupper and Higgins, they had him stopped.
5:15 left. Budovich for the extra point. It's on its way. It is good. Wash High leads 14-7. 5:15 left in the 3rd period of play. with a power run straight up the middle. And now we have the homecoming queen along with our own Val Doherty.
That's right. I'm down on the field with Laura Montecalvo. Did I say that right?
Yes.
First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Second of all, I need to ask, where's your king? Why didn't you get a king tonight?
Our king is crowned at our dance, actually. He won't know until tomorrow night. We won't know till tomorrow night who it is.
So you get all the attention to yourself tonight.
Yeah.
Now, does your dad know that you've been named homecoming?
Hopefully he knows. I don't know. He's coaching at Cannon McMillan tonight. They play West Mifflin, so he's at his game. My mom probably tried to contact him. I'm not sure if he knows yet, though.
Give us a list of some of the activities that you're involved with at school.
I'm in SAD, peer jury, Spanish club, the ACT club, student council, and I play volleyball, basketball, and I run track.
That's why she's the homecoming queen. Guys, back to you.
I want to know what she does in her spare time. She apparently has a lot of it. That's great. Congratulations to Laura, and I'm sure Guy's really proud of her. Washington proud of Guy, too. Boy, they had a great run there. You know, there was a period over 12 years, starting, I believe, in 1991, where they were in the championship game 6 times. 6 times every other year, they were going to Three Rivers and playing in the title game.
Bouncing ball, finally claimed by Waynesburg. Cree will dart forward with it, and he'll be stopped at the 30-yard line, tackled at his knees that time. And if memory serves me correctly, Guy Montecalvo, before he took over the Washington program, was very successful at Chartiers Houston and turned them into a Class A power.
Oh, boy. I'm not positive on that, but you got a good memory for that. So you probably are right.
No, I'm just older than you, that's all.
Well, that's a polite way of saying it, that you got a good memory. Earl Finney coached West Green in the early 80s. Sure. Taking over Washington. I was the head coach there, so he has head coaching experience, too.
This is Higgins trying to run the ball off left tackle. There's not much there for him, maybe a yard. See Epps in there. Winters was in there for Washington once again. Boy, Wash High just got a little extra pep in its step after scoring that last touchdown.
Absolutely. And, you know, after allowing 376 yards against Greenberg Central Catholic last week, I'm impressed with their defense tonight. Still think we're going to see something out of Troy Cree, though. He's been kind of quiet. They've done a good job. But, you know, Higgins has been was the stud for them in the first half. See what happens. Oh, that ball's on the ground.
Fight for it. Looks like Wash High has come up with it. Pruxies have it.
Turnovers on back-to-back possessions, and that's going to let, you know, that kind of thing will let the game slip away. It looked to me, Chris, as if they weren't ready for that handoff. I don't think he was expecting to get the football. It looked like a good handoff. He laid it in there, and let's take a look at it again.
Now we're not going to be able to see it, but it almost looked like Throckmorton was turning around looking for the ball and the handoff that time. So that play just was busted.
Might have been a little bit behind him, and that's a shame. Wanted to see if they could answer the bell as they did in the first half, and now you got to start wondering about how tired is this Waynesburg defense. They were out there protecting inside the 30 after the punt return at the end of the half, and then this is the second time now in this half that Washington's taken over down deep.
Evans to Monroe, and a nice completion down inside the 20-yard line off of play action.
This is the third straight. No, it isn't, because they received the kickoff to start the second half. 3 of the last 4 Washington possessions have started inside the Waynesburg 30-yard line. So to only be down 14-7 isn't that bad, actually, at the moment.
This could be a lot more lopsided, considering Washington had a lot of penalties called against itself in the first half. They had a touchdown called back. And the give this time will be to Epps. Look at him darting up the middle. Epps is inside the 5 all the way down to the 3-yard line.
What a fun run to watch, Chris. He had an opening, and you saw his speed. He turned on the jets, and then when he met some resistance, he ran over some people. Epps, power and speed. Robert Epps, and he's a senior. And he has Washington on the verge of scoring yet another touchdown here.
Just got tripped up at the tail end of that play by Jacob Radish of Waynesburg. First and goal from the 3 for Washington High.
Give it back to him, Chris. He did all the work to get you there.
6 carries for 48 yards for Robert Epps in the ball game to the moment. Here's the give, and it will be to the right, and just shy of the goal line this time will go the Little Prexies. And it was Epps who was carrying it. They're trying to pay him off for all that running down toward that goal line.
Waynesburg had been in the playoffs 6 consecutive years. That streak broken last year. Washington's missed out the last 2 years now.
When you get right down to it, though, these two teams were the powers of Class A football. And you mentioned the titles and the championship seasons, but over the last 20 years, these have been the teams to beat in Double-A. Here's a run to the right. And it's a touchdown for Washington High School's Robert Epps from 1 yard away.
That was absolutely a great drive. 3 straight carries by Epps, so back-to-back turnovers, and Washington capitalizes. First the interception by Evans, then the fumble recovery, and now the Little Prexies pulling over a little bit. Epps goes in for the touchdown.
Now, was that 2 puns in the same sentence? Absolutely amazing. And then you said Washington capitalizes.
Oh, that was an accident.
So you didn't even know that.
No, I didn't even get that one.
Budovic puts it through the pipes. 2:36 left. Third period of play. Guy Junker waxing poetic here tonight as Epps has danced into the end zone with 52 yards on 8 carries so far.
Budovic now 10 out of 12 on his extra points for the year. They don't go for the 2-pointer very often. Just tried 1 against Jeanette and did not make it. Let's go downstairs to Val. Hey, Val.
Hey guys, you know, it wasn't that hard finding the Comcast fan of the game today because he's been sharing the sidelines with me. This is Nick Apri. Hi Nick, how are you? Good. Good, how old are you? 7. 7. Now, do you always hang out on the sidelines at football games? Why?
Because I like to see all the players.
And your dad's a coach, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that helps a little bit. Now, Nick has this awesome foot trick I want you guys to see. Stand up, Nick. Let's see your trick. Absolutely amazing. I would break a hip trying this. Anyways, Nick, congratulations on being Comcast High School Football Fan of the Game.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Guys, back to you.
What a cute kid.
So you got a T-shirt out of that trick.
Thanks, kiddo.
I'd be in the hospital if I tried to do that.
Traction. 21-7. Wash High is in the lead right now. The run up by Budovic and the kick will go end over end.
I think Robert Epps' feet were in that position a couple times on that last drive.
He may have been. He got twisted around, but he took it to the house. Out to the 30-yard line. That ball is returned by Andrew Cowell, a junior split end, 5'7", 150 for Waynesburg. And Guy, right now, all of a sudden, the Raiders find themselves down by 2 touchdowns here, and it's getting late. We're 2:31 to go here in the third period.
Yeah, I don't think it's quite yet panic time yet. It's so third quarter. I mean, this is a very important. You don't need a 3 and out. You certainly can't turn the ball over again. Waynesburg needs to answer now to make this fourth quarter interesting.
Cree gets the toss to the tight side of the field, and he rumbles for a first down out to the 44-yard line.
Did that ball pop loose at the end there?
I think it did. Yeah, he had to
I
go
told
after
you
it.
Cree wasn't done yet tonight, though. That's a nice run there, and he picked up, what, about 12 moves the chain. So that's what they needed. Good start. Give him a little bit of breathing room. Waynesburg has had a pretty good time of it in the fourth quarter, outscoring opponents 42-13. It's been by far their best defensive quarter, so we'll see if they can work some of that magic here tonight. But right now it's the late stages of the third quarter. They've turned it over 2 possessions in a row. Washington's turns each of those possessions into touchdowns.
Cree in motion has 29 yards on 8 carries, and they're going to give it to Higgins, the fullback, and he'll try to plow forward over the 45 and ahead to the 46-yard line. Robert Epps came out in the secondary to come and claim him, along with some others in the powder blue jerseys.
The Little Prexies can win this game tonight. They'll travel to East Allegheny next week. East Allegheny, a playoff team from the Interstate Conference a year ago, but struggling this year, having won just once heading into this weekend's activity. Waynesburg, win or lose tonight, goes into the teeth of the battle next week because they travel they're home to Greensburg Central Catholic, who hasn't lost yet.
Throckmorton gets the pitch and is chopped down at the 46-yard line hard. And there he goes, shaking his head. Kyle Winters came in there headhunting.
Kyle Winters, we talked before, Division I prospect, and then we were wondering at 6 foot tall, is he big enough? He hits like he's 6'8", and you see it right here on this play. There's the pitch. It's 20 against 20. Boom. Ooh. He had a little bit of help there too, because underneath to provide a little bit of leverage was who else? Robert Epps.
Kyle Winters got up, gave him a little Jerome Bettis head shaking there. It is 3rd down and 6. Oh, high snap is over the head of the quarterback, Mitch Monis. He has to go back and cover it up at the 28-yard line, and he's downed.
Well, Mitch did a smart thing there, Chris. I mean, the tendency is you want to try to pick it up, run with it, throw it, be a hero, do something, but he was just protecting the football there, and he looks like he's holding his shoulder a little strange as he runs off. But it's been a sloppy second half for Waynesburg, no doubt about it. Turnovers, and they're lucky they didn't have one here. That snap just up over his head, and they're going to have to kick it away. And Washington should get it in pretty good field position. They have their 2 deep men back at their own 35.
Here's the snap. Cree banks it downfield. He'll get a Waynesburg bounce. Monroe will pick it up on the spin, but was his knee down? It might have been. They're going to rule him down at the 35-yard line.
Well, the bad thing for Waynesburg is, Chris, they don't score, but the time gets taken off the clock unless they turn it over on the first play or so here. It's going to be the 4th quarter before they get the ball back. So every change of possession, it gets a little more less likely that they're going to be able to come back. But hey, you got a whole quarter to play yet. You don't know, and you know, they got to protect the football a little bit better in the 4th quarter than they did in the 3rd. Those turnovers were just deadly.
Wash High 21, Waynesburg 7. The Prexies with the ball back, and Alex Evans trots off the sidelines to come in with a play and get it going here. Earl Finney coaching the club tonight. Bill Britton honoring the picket line set up by the Washington Education Association. The teachers on strike right now against the school board. And the give is going to be one of the upbacks this time. Cody Phillips, 5'9", 210-pound senior, is going to rumble out of the backfield, out of the fullback spot, out to the 43.
Like kids will watch this game on TV and say, how come our teachers never go on strike?
That is the end of the 3rd period of play here at Wash High Stadium with Guy Junker. I'm Chris Shovlin. It's 21-7. Wash High in the lead. Back for the 4th period on the Comcast High School Football Game of the Week next.
Every Saturday night, catch the hard-hitting quarter-to-quarter action on Comcast as the area's best in high school football square off for the chance to be #1. Don't miss your favorite team Saturdays at 7 p.m. on FYI Channel 11, and then again in the Your Town folder of On Demand from Comcast. High school football has never been this hot. If you love football, you'll love Comcast High School Football. Your teams, your games on Comcast.
Have you quit smoking for someone you love? Have you convinced someone you love to quit smoking? Comcast and the Pennsylvania Department of Health want to hear about it. Log on to quit.spotlight.tv or write us at the address listed on the screen. Everyone who participates will receive a wristband as a memento and will be entered into a drawing to win one of 3 great prizes listed on the screen. If you're willing to share your story, we may put you on TV. 5 winners will get to share their inspirational stories. Your story could be selected and taped for television to help others to quit.
When you're choosing eye care for you and your family, it's important to not only find someone you trust, but someone who offers the right combination of service and selection. Knox Optical Center in Washington has the newest styles and the largest selection of frames in the area, can provide complete eye care for your entire family, arrange eye exams with independent doctors of optometry, and is even wheelchair accessible. Trust the professionals at Knox Optical Center for all your eye care needs.
Hurry in now and get 60% off frames with lens purchase, or check out our super sale on contacts.
21-7 as the fans look on from the stands here at Wash High Stadium. Chris Shovlin with Guy Junker on the call. Val Doherty is roaming the sidelines with us again tonight. So many people to thank for their help in getting our game set up this evening, including Bobby Fox from the Greene County Messenger for all of his statistical information and other team information for both clubs, particularly the Waynesburg Raiders. And also Ron Junko, who's the Washington High School principal. This guy's been doing a lot of work, and this has been a community effort here tonight with the teachers on strike, as we've been saying all game long. A lot of members of the community and the people in the administration have picked up a lot of stuff that the teachers would typically do on game nights. So we thank Ron and all the folks from Washington for having us down here under their difficult situations. As Cody Phillips is going to run the football ahead for the first down.
Yeah, you see him protecting the ball with 2 hands. Very important here in the 4th quarter to take care of that. They got a 2-touchdown lead. Don't really need to score again, but they certainly need to hang on to the ball and eat some time off the clock as we take a look at the replay. Cody Phillips has been a big part of this Washington team this year. Hasn't had a whole lot of action in this game tonight.
Takedown by Dan Cross on the play for Waynesburg. Now Evans steps up to the line. Waynesburg showing blitz. Evans gives it to Epps. 50. Epps to the sideline, down at the 48-yard line after a 6-yard gain. Nelson Mitson was over along with John Ringer at the boundary line right under us.
Epps, the hero of the last drive, carried the last 3 times and got the 3rd touchdown of the night for Washington. Cody Phillips, with the carry before that, had the only score for Washington when they lost to Jeanette. In fact, Washington has 2 losses, Chris. 1 to Greensburg Central Catholic on the road, 1 to Jeanette on the road. I think as long as they stay out of Westmoreland County, they'll be okay. That's
going to be tough.
That's right. They're fine when they're playing at home or anywhere else, but Westmoreland County been tough on the Little Prexies this year.
Been tough on everybody this year.
That's for sure.
Here's the give. Catlin puts his head down, digs forward for the first down at the 42-yard line. A great run by Catlin on the power glide that time, going around the left side.
Oh, I like that power glide, because that's exactly what it was. He looked like he was ice skating for a second there after he got through the initial hit at the line of scrimmage. Let's take a look at it again here on our DVR Comcast Instant Replay. Right here, here's the little scoot coming up. Power, there you go. Ball came out, but the whistle had already blown. That's a good non-call.
Higgins and Ringer were there to bring him down, but again, Catlin was able to drive them backwards. In the 4th period of play, Wash High with the football leads it 21-7. They're getting deeper into Waynesburg territory now at the 43. Catlin's in the slot right. There's a double slot. Play fake, and now the inside give will go to Catlin. Catlin this time around the left end. After he started on the right side, will tear up yardage to the 35.
You know, Chris, so much of a football game at this age is about, mental attitude and how you're feeling. And I mentioned a little bit of the stooping of the shoulders for Waynesburg. Not that they're giving up, but I think those 2 turnovers took a little starch out of them. You play a whole half, you pound hard, you pop the pads, you fall behind, you come back to tie it up, and then you give the ball away twice in your own territory for what really amounts to easy scores, and it takes a lot out of you. It would take a really, incredible team to be able to survive 2 of those. 1 maybe, 2 of them's tough.
2nd down, short. Here's the give. And this time it's going to be Joey Ward carrying the football. He started in the left slot, came around the right side. Washington just doing a little whirl around running right now, and Ward has the first down at the 31-yard line. Guy, when you're in the A classification or the AA classification, that business about your defense is getting tired because it's been out there on the field for a long time, it really goes out the window, because we're talking about 2-way players, but still mentally, when you don't have your hands on the football, you're down by 2 TDs and you know the time is winding against you, it starts wearing on your mind.
Well, even with 1-way players, I've always wondered how come the offense isn't tired. They've been out there just as long.
Exactly.
It's a little more fun.
Ward again. And this time he's going to be leg tackled and twisted down by Nelson Mitson.
Hey, this is great. Joey Ward is only a sophomore. Earl Finney emptying the bench a little bit now. Not necessarily saying, hey, that this game is over, but he's got some guys who this is valuable playing time for them now. These are the future stars of this team, and it's still a fairly tight game. Sometimes you get in mop-up duty in a 67-0 game, and it isn't worth that much. This is still a pretty tight ball game. Joey Ward, a sophomore, showing he's ready to play at the varsity level.
And not only that, but I'll steal a soccer term if I'm allowed. These are the guys with the fresh legs. They're going to come in here. They haven't been used all that much tonight, and they're ready to go. They're fresh. 2nd down and 4. Catlin goes in motion. They're going to give it to Winters. Look at Winters just chopping through the line of scrimmage, digging his way to the 23. It is John Ringer in on the tackle once again for Waynesburg with 9:09 and time winding down. Hey, we want to thank the folks at Papa John's Pizza on Myrtland Avenue here in Washington for dinner tonight. Val and I really enjoyed it. So did the rest of the crew. But
thank you very much.
Out.
Yeah. First one here, doing all my homework, sitting up here while you guys are out eating your pizza. No one even said, hey, guy, Papa John's delivered.
They sure did. And delivered
and I know how good their stuff is, too, so I really missed it.
Fantastic. Papa John's, Myrtland Avenue, Washington, PA. Triumph. Motion by Epps, and the give goes up the middle. This Winters once again, it looks like it is, and he's trying to drive for the first down. There's a big pile of bodies out there.
You know what, Chris? Winters has so much respect with this program. They named him a captain before they even went to camp in the summer. Very unusual thing for most high school programs, but certainly for Bill Britton. But that's how much respect they have for him. I mentioned some Division I interest. I don't know where he's leaning, but he did go to a camp at West Virginia last summer. So maybe he's thinking it's not that far away. Head to Morgantown from Washington, PA.
Right down the interstate. 21-7, Wash High in the lead. Here's a give. This is Epps off the left wing, coming right side, 20, down near the 15-yard line and over near the sidelines.
That's tough to stop. He's got the speed. He got outside. They did get a couple of hands on him, but nobody got a good shot on him until he was well past the 1 yard that he needed for the first down. So, yeah, Washington very methodical right now, Chris. They got the 2 turnovers, turned them into 2 touchdowns in the third quarter, and now they're just marching toward looks like their third straight touchdown. And the big thing is taking time off the clock. We're down under 8 minutes to play in the game.
And it's winding right now. Ball sitting shy of the 15. Monroe is right. Kaplan is the wingman to the right side in the slot. He'll go in motion. They fake the give to Catlin. This is Evans. Evans puts his head down and pushes his way into the end zone for the Washington touchdown.
Well, you got to like that when your quarterback puts his head down. There's no sliding in Vince Evans. Puts his head down and bowls his way into the end zone. 3 unanswered second half touchdowns now for the Little Prexies, and they take a commanding lead in this game. Nice play fake back there, took off on his own, picked up some blockers, and there it is right there, taking Nelson Mitson head on of Waynesburg, and he gets into the end zone, and it's an extra point away from a 28-7 lead. And he's been perfect on the extra points tonight, has been Owen Budovich.
5'11", 150-pound senior kicker for Wash High. Here it is. It's up, and it is good again. 28-7 the score. Wash High leads. 7:28 to go. Edmonds, 5 carries, 50 yards, and a touchdown for the quarterback. And there he is right in the middle of your screen. He also has a passing touchdown tonight that he tossed to Monroe for the first score in this game.
Could have had 2.
Could have. Yep, could have. Let's go down to the field. Val, what's going on?
Well, guys, I don't want you to think that I forgot about concessions tonight. Joining me right now is Linda Adkins. And you guys have something unique to a football game. What do you have here?
I have wingdings, Valerie. And we also have French fries tonight. We have... we also have...
Your fan club. Her fan club just walked by.
Yes, I have a fan club behind you. And we also have cabbage noodles and the regular things that we have every game, too.
And Halushki, it still amazes me that Halushki is like a staple here at all these high school football games. You guys have a lot of help back in the concession stand, don't you?
I do. We try to schedule about 22 people to work back there. Tonight, unfortunately, about 14 of them did not show up. But we have plenty of help. All we have to do is call for a couple of people, and they'll come from the stands and help us. We have a great support system here.
The community has really come together tonight to help you guys out.
Yes, they have. I would like to mention a couple in particular. Mr. Sam Oso of Oso's Pizza in Washington. He is a wonderful supporter of the boys. He does not have a child on the team. He has donated the wings and the fries every home game. He donated the fryers and the oil to go with it, and he donated a whole freezer for us, a deep freeze, and he fills it every home game.
That's great. That's great. A lot of great things and lots of great things happening here in Washington. Okay.
I want to thank Rainbow Rentals for the huge big screen 50-inch TV that they donate to us. We work in style back there.
Well, you sure do. Thanks a lot. Guys, back to you upstairs.
Wait a minute. Her name is Atkins, and she's talking about French fries and pizza and breaded wings. That's a lot of carbs for somebody named Atkins,
and
right?
You know what? I'm going to enjoy these wings right now, you guys.
No thanks to Dr. Atkins, huh? Throckmorton returns the ball out to the 30, and Waynesburg has it first down and 10, and Troy Cree hauls in the swing pass over on the right side and takes a pop at around the 39-yard line after a 9-yard gain.
A nice pitch and catch. Monas with a very nice tight spiral, and Cree with a nice grab over the shoulder, squeezing it between his hands. And as far as receiving's concerned this year, Throckmorton is the guy that's caught the most passes. 13 of the 19 completions that Waynesburg has had on the season coming into tonight's game were caught by Throckmorton. For Cree, that's catch number 6 on the year.
Timeout has been called. They stopped the clock with 7:05 remaining in the football game. Wash High leading Waynesburg by a score of 28-7. There is a nip in the air here tonight. The temperature is supposed to go down to the low 40s before we feel some summertime weather again over this coming weekend. But it feels like football season here tonight. Actually, I thought I just saw my breath, but then again,
there's a shot at Evans, and it looks like his eyes are bothering him a little bit. I wonder if he wears contact lenses or...
He's
checking him out right now. We'll see what's up with him. Another pass downfield, and that's going to be complete, Chris, and that's 2 in a row. And now you got to wonder a little bit if maybe they should have been throwing a little bit more early in the game.
Brandon Rumbaugh makes the jump catch along the sideline over on the far side of play. And he is rumbled down by Chris Barnes as soon as he makes that catch. But it's another Waynesburg first down. You're absolutely right, Guy. You kind of wonder where the passing game has been all along. But then again, is Washington kind of easing off?
Yeah, maybe a little bit of a preventer of just, you know, just making sure they don't get beat deep or for anything long. That was fairly long. Rumbaugh's second grab of the year. His first one was good for 23. So just like to see what would have happened if Waynesburg hadn't turned the ball over those couple of times there, and this might have been a little more interesting score.
Monas drops back, sets and throws. Throckmorton is the intended receiver. He got spun around the wrong way at the 25-yard line. Again, double coverage for Wash High by Monroe and Montecalvo. There's Ron Junko right there, Guy. He is the principal at Washington High School, and he's had a lot of extra responsibilities this week.
He's filling in for the athletic director, Ron Fowles. He says, I really got a new appreciation for what Mr. Fowles does. He was running around. He'd come up to chat with us for a few minutes, and all of a sudden, in the middle of the conversation before the game, he's like, hey, you can't drive that truck on the track, and he went running out on the field. So everybody pitching in and helping the best they can, and considering the situation here at Wash High.
Ron's also the fill-in band director this week, too. I don't know if he's ever done that before. Here comes Cree down the near side. Little zigzag move is going to move the football for Waynesburg down to the Wash High 21-yard line.
I like the way Monas throws the football. Now, he had the last pass was a little wobbly, but he was not that one there, the one before the incompletion, but he was pressured there. And it looked like he might have been on the wrong page with the receiver, but the 3 of the last 4 passes have been tight spirals, completions, and they're moving the ball down the field through the air, and that's what they're going to have to do because the clock is against them with 6.5 to go.
Nice run after the catch by Troy Cree. Halfback and free safety, 6 feet tall, 190 pounds. Slots to each side, and a single setback now for Monas. Cree comes in motion left. Here's the quick opener, the give to the fullback. Can he maintain his balance? Yes, he can. That is a touchdown on the straight dive run up the middle by J.D. Higgins.
Boy, J.D. Higgins, he was the man in the first half, and what a run that is there. And hey, all right, there's time left here. Now, don't forget, I mentioned the onside kick. They try one this early, down by 2 touchdowns. Had the successful one last week, but there you see it again. Higgins with his second touchdown of the night, 21 yards out, and cuts it in half anyway to 28-14. If they make the extra point, that'll make things a little more manageable.
And the kicker, Nick Patton, is calling for somebody to come out. There's Shy Man, and the kick is on its way, and it's blocked. It's blocked. Waynesburg was shy a man in kick formation that time. And Nick Patton, the kicker, was distracted by that. He was trying to wave in to the bench for some help as we see an injured player over on the far sidelines. And that may be Higgins that they're working on right now. 11 carries for 70 yards and 2 touchdowns for J.D. Higgins. You just saw his most recent score, a 21-yard run up the middle.
Now that makes Patton 16 out of 20, and that's unfortunate. Someone not paying attention to who should be out there for that. Maybe it's a moot point, Chris, anyway, but little things like that can kill you. So now I imagine if they do score again, they're going to have to go for the 2. If they're not on this one, they would be, you know, You can always wait. They need 2 scores, and they need at some point 3 to tie at least from the conversion department.
Higgins, one of our spotters telling us, just jogged off the field and kind of collapsed. He's cramping up over there, so hopefully it's not too serious. And you know, cramps are very, very painful, but fortunately they're not all that serious typically. But they're
doesn't feel like that kind of a night though. But
no,
you can become dehydrated in any weather. Looking at Evans. Looking at Evans, Alex Evans, he's all the way at the end of the Washington bench now. That is such a good night, both offensively and defensively, as an interception and a quarterback for Washington. And seemed to have something wrong with his eyes when he came to the bench. We'll see if he goes back in or if they make a switch.
Here's the bouncing ball going downfield as they squib it down to the 36-yard line. It's covered up by Wash High, and that was Chad Smith who covered the football.
Chad plays quarterback too. They got the good hands team out there. They're aware that they had the good onside kick. I wouldn't necessarily call that one an onside attempt, Chris. They just kind of squibbed it and hoped it might bounce off somebody and maybe recover it.
And Guy, it looks like Chad Smith is going to stay in the offensive set here, so he apparently is going to quarterback the rest of the way for Wash High with 6:06 to play here in the ball game. 28-13 is Little Prexies, the Little Presidents of Washington High School, on top.
Yeah, Evans standing at the far end of the Washington bench. It looks like he's done for the night.
Here's the give to the tailback. Big room and a nice 14-yard gain up to the midfield stripe for Wash High. And that was Epps once again, I do believe.
Well, Smith in at quarterback. He's a sophomore, but he's 6'2", 176. That's some nice size already. If he grows a little bit more as a sophomore, he's about 16. You know, you get up to about the 6'4" category. You got an arm, you're starting to talk Division I QB.
Yeah, the chip all of a sudden turns blue.
Yeah, that's right.
First down at 10 after Epps gained 14. Monroe goes in motion through the back of the set. Here's the give. Second man through again. And this time, not much there. As a matter of fact, a loss of a yard as Waynesburg quickly collapses on the running back. Paul Wolf on top of Epps that time. Right now, let's go down to the sidelines. Val Doherty has an update on Evans and his situation right now. Val?
Yes, I just spoke with the athletic trainer for Washington, Dan Prokrivka, and he says that Evans has a mild concussion and that he will be out for the rest of the game tonight.
Well, got to make sure.
That's why they were looking at his eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, but he was actually rubbing his eyes. It almost looked like he was being bothered, but you know, mild concussion. You got to keep him out of the line.
Absolutely.
Now. They're in good hands with Chad Smith right now. He's running the show on 2nd and 11. Here's the toss. And a quick tackle on the play as the running back, Vince Catlin, comes around the right corner.
Yeah, Paul Wolf with a stop for Waynesburg. He's had a good game tonight defensively, been in on a lot of stops. You know, a lot of people don't realize, well, a lot of them do, that, you know, the mouthpiece that football players wear, it's not just to protect your teeth, Chris. That is a very good stopper of concussions, because when your jaw snaps and your teeth hit that, that can cause a concussion. That's the main reason. It's not so much getting your teeth knocked out, it's help keeping you from getting a concussion.
Yeah, it acts as if it were a shock absorber in some cases. You're absolutely correct. 3rd down and 10 now for the Presidents.
Up here in the booth, we wear them to keep our dentures in.
Here's Catlin bouncing off tackles, rolling down to the 28-yard line. A Wash High first down and a gain of 21 on the carry.
Troy Cree won't be happy with himself when he sees that tackle attempt on the film later next week. Sort of took him on head up and didn't get down low.